Gardaí in Dublin have charged a man with the murder of his wife last summer. In the north, a man is charged with 3 murders, including that of Stephen Restorick. Fine Gael celebrates the 75th anniversary of the foundation of the state. And a trip with a difference for the President in the vastness of the Arctic. Good evening. A man has appeared in court in Dublin charged with the murder of his wife. 35-year-old David Murphy from Griffith Avenue, Glasnevin, was arrested at lunchtime. He was taken before the district court, accused of murdering his wife Patricia, whose body was found not far from her home last May.
Mrs. Murphy's partially clothed body was found behind a builder skip in a cul-de-sac about 100 yards from her home in Griffith Avenue on May 28th last. A post-mortem examination showed that she had been strangled but not sexually assaulted. Aged 34 and the native of Kilrush in County Clare, she was the mother of 4 young children. At lunchtime today, her husband David was arrested and taken to the investigation headquarters where he was charged with her murder. A short time later, Detective Sergeant Tom McCarrick told the Dublin District Court that he had arrested Mr. Murphy at Goldsmith Street in Phibsborough and taken him to Whitehall Garda Station. Sergeant McCarrick told the court that when David Murphy was charged with the murder of his wife and cautioned, he replied, "Not guilty." Defence solicitor Jenny McKeever told the court that the accused was unemployed and she applied to the court for legal aid, which was granted. The court remanded Mr. Murphy in custody for a week, but his solicitor indicated that she would be making an application to the High Court for bail.
Gardaí are continuing to question 2 men about the murder of a woman whose body was found at her home in County Dublin in January. 42-year-old mother of 2, Miriam O'Donoghue from Mulhudit, is believed to have died after receiving an injury to the throat.
Mrs. O'Donoghue's body was found by her husband Paul on the night of the 26th of January last in the house at Ashfield Gardens she'd been renting for about 7 months. A native of Cabra, she moved to Mulhudit with her 11-year-old daughter and 7-year-old son after separating from her husband. However, the couple remained in touch and Mr. O'Donoghue had been looking after the children at the weekend. He discovered his wife's body when he was bringing the children back to her house that Sunday evening. Gardaí found that while the back door was left open and furniture had been disturbed, nothing appeared to have been taken. A post-mortem examination indicated that Mrs. O'Donoghue had suffered a throat injury consistent with a blow or pressure to her throat, which resulted in her choking to death. Gardaí initially described her death as suspicious and subsequently launched a full-scale murder investigation involving about 60 detectives from the Dublin North Division and the National Bureau of Criminal Investigation. Early this morning, 2 men were arrested and taken to Finglas Garda Station. They were detained under the Criminal Justice Act and can be held for